In looking at contrasts and contradictions, after having a class discussion and writing some possible contrast and contradictory words that would act as signposts on the board, we'll look at three different examples that I would share with students. These I would write on the whiteboard, or I would project with a document camera some other way to visualize that, and then we'd go through them one by one. In the first one, Sparta was content to keep itself and provide army assistance when necessary. Athens, on the other hand, wanted to control more and more of the land around them. So in this case, we see some signal words on the other hand, which shows that it's obviously in the passage that there's some type of difference between Sparta and Athens. In the second one, we're expecting something that normally happens, but it doesn't, and we were prepared for the contradictions based on a signal word. So in the second sentence, even though the temperature dipped below 32 degrees, water did not freeze. So normally we expect water to freeze at 32 degrees, so something changed or something happened which prevented water from freezing. So even though is our signal word that tells us that there's going to be a contradiction that is not normally what we expect to have happen. In the last one, it's less obvious that there is a contrast and contradiction between what we know about a place or a situation and what's in the text. So the sun has not yet risen over the rocky hills outside of the city of Peshawar in Pakistan. Loudspeakers from the top of the mosque or Muslim house of worship call out to the people, "God is great, it is better to pray than to sleep. Come to prayers." 10-year-old Gurana rises from the mat on the dirt floor of her family's house. She puts her black robe on and covers her head with an old shawl, and then she walks to the mosque. So in this case, we have some contrasts that are going on based on our society and culture and those of the people who live in Pakistan. First of all, when we get up in the morning, generally it's not because there's a loudspeaker that's blaring out, "Come to pray." Secondly, we're free to choose whatever religion that we want to use. Third, it's very unlikely that we're going to see some 10-year-old girl get up before the sunrise and go out on the streets to attend some type of prayer, some type of activity. So when we're looking at contrast and contradictions, sometimes it's obviously stated, as we can see with these words on the other hand, or even though, and other times it's a little more implied, and we have to look at what is the difference between what we know and what the passage is telling us.